Why was she always on her phone? And why was she always talking to him? Listener had recently met up with her ex because she wanted to say one last goodbye. But upon meeting him, she came home feeling happier than usual. Listener didn't say much about what happened with him, which caused Dabi a bit of suspicion. Why were they acting so giddy and so happy? Of course, Dabi chalked it off as them being in a good mood, but when he caught her on a call with the guy, he felt himself get pissed. Listener. She looked back and took out her headphone. Yeah? He walked to the phone and saw his face on FaceTime. The guy waved sheepishly. Looking at the guy's face made him mad. He put them on mute. What the hell are you doing talking to him? I thought you met up with him to break it off completely. Finish that chapter of your life, as you kindly put it. Listener frowned. Dabi, don't be like that. I needed to go talk to him and now we're in a better relationship than before. We cleared things up and now he's a good friend of mine. I can't just throw away a chunk of my life because of something in the past. Dabi scoffed and left the room. One downside about being with Dabi was that he was a very bad communicator and showed his feeling through being passive-aggressive or straight-up aggressive. Now, Dabi thought that his phase of her would end soon, but it wasn't. Listener were regularly talking to her ex, telling him about her day, him doing the same. Them going out regularly. Hell, Dabi and Listener hadn't gone out in a while. This went on and on until Dabi couldn't take it. One night, he had come home from a mission. Listener knew about his job but didn't care. She loved him and that was enough for her to look over the other stuff. Dabi walked into the apartment, hearing someone talk. That someone was Listener. Yeah, so I was like, seriously? And you know what he did? He fucking left! Dabi's eyes went wide. What the hell were you talking about? He scoffed, all of it making sense to him. Of course, why would she even want to be with him? It was probably just a rebound to make golden boys over there jealous. Dabi went upstairs to where Listener was and ignored her, going to the bathroom to shower. Listener looked back at him and gasped. She quickly told the guy that she was going to leave and ended the call. She waltzed over her boyfriend, who was getting undressed to the shower. He didn't even glance at her, getting the water ready while he was shirtless. Listener frowned. Dabi, she said. He ignored her. She furrowed her brow, not knowing something is off. Dabi? She said in a lower, almost timid voice. Baby, what's wrong? Again, he didn't say anything. Listener felt a pang in her heart. Why was he ignoring her? Dabi glanced at her and almost felt bad. Keyword, almost. What do you want? Listener furrowed her brow, now getting pissed. What did she want? She wanted to be with her boyfriend. She scoffed. I wanted to spend time with my boyfriend, but I guess he's above that. She said with annoyance in her voice. Perfect. I guess I finally have peace and quiet. He turned around and gave her a bitter smile. Listener's eyes went wide. What the fuck is wrong with you? His smile dropped and turned to an annoyed face. Is that even a fucking question? He turned back to run the mirror. Oh, don't worry, you don't have to fake it anymore. You can go and mingle with Golden Boy. Listener jaw dropped. Really, Dabi? Is this what is it about? My ex? Look at that. You can use your brain. Listener's eyes went wider. Listener couldn't even fathom seeing herself with him again. The relationship had ended for a reason. Dabi, come, you have no idea what you're talking about. Do I? He turned around to face her again. I think I know exactly what I'm talking about. Huh? Little Miss Perfect is using me, aka Shitty Rebound, to make Golden Boy jealous. As he was talking, he was getting closer to Listener, walking her toward the door. Don't think I don't hear you when you complain to him about me. He slowly started raising his voice at her. Well, don't worry, Miss Perfect. You don't have to worry about me anymore. Just go back to perfect relationship with Golden Boy. There was a loud smack. Listener had smacked Dabi across the face, her heart pounding. Is that what you really think? Dabi was thrown off by the hit. No one had ever, and I mean ever, dared to hit him. Listener looked him straight in his eyes. He cheated on me. No, it was Listener's turn to get mad. He cheated on me with my best friend, who happened to be a boy. He had only been with me to show his family he's straight. He was closeted and couldn't take it anymore. That's why I went to talk to him. Yes, I was hurt, but I understood the situation. He explained it to me. He felt bad. He wanted to make amends. Just as Dabi was doing before, Listener was walking toward him slowly as he walked back. He had never seen Listener this angry before. Well, he just accused her of using him. Of course she was mad. Are you fucking serious? You think I'd use you? Dabi, you're the one who got me through it. You might have not known it, but you did. As Listener was practically yelling and screaming at him, small tears formed in her eyes. Of course, she never let them fall, but all the memories from before were flooding her and she couldn't help it. It was how her body reacted. Seeing Listener this genuinely scared, Dabi was a generally nice and sweet person with occasional outbursts, but this was new. This was a whole new anger. Listener scoffed, turning around and putting her head on her forehead. She couldn't believe she let herself go crazy. She quickly walked away. Dabi stood there. The only sound was the water running from the shower. He quickly turned and ran to Listener. She sure hell wasn't going to leave her apartment, so she went to pack up Dabi's shit. She'd never do something like pack someone else's clothes, but she knew Dabi wouldn't do it because he wouldn't want to leave. Dabi watched her for a moment. Listener, what are you doing? You said I didn't care, that I was faking it. Fine. Find someone else who will let you live rent-free in their apartment, okay? Find someone else who will accept you even though you're a fucking villain. Listener had thrown a couple of clothes into the bag and threw them at him. The bag hit his body, but he caught it. He stood there, holding the bag of clothes. What are you waiting for? Leave! All Dabi did was stand there and not speak. Why'd you anger a Listener? She scoffed. You can't do it. She walked out of the room. She couldn't be in the same place as Dabi right now. Maybe if he apologized and admitted to being insecure about what was happening, then maybe, just maybe, Listener might forgive him. But as if that would happen, Dabi isn't the type to apologize and admit to being wrong. That was part of the reason he had so many relationships that ended on sore notes. From Listener's perspective, if Dabi genuinely cared about their relationship, then he would apologize. But as if that would happen. Dabi slowly sat down on the bed, the clothes in his hands, thinking about what to do. He was stubborn, but in this situation, he knew he was the one at fault. No matter how much he twisted and changed the perspective and wording of what happened, he will still be the one at fault. One of Listener's words rang in his head. I can't just throw away a chunk of my life because of something in the past. Almost as if a light bulb went off in his head, he knew what he had to do. Dabi slowly went to the living room, looking for Listener. He saw her sitting on the couch on her phone, along with some occasional sniffing. He felt a pain in his heart as he heard the sniff. I made her cry, was all he thought. Dabi walked slowly and looked over her shoulder. She was looking at the very few pictures she had of him and herself. Dabi didn't like taking pictures because if someone saw him in a picture with Listener, she might get taken in for questioning. But she would occasionally take pictures of him while he would sleep. She thought he looked cute. Dabi felt genuinely bad now. He tapped her shoulder, which spooked her. Listener flinched and looked back. What the fu— Dabi sat down next to her and looked down. Look, I shouldn't have said that. You're right. I know you love me and not him. Listener had never seen this side of Dabi before, and she was very skeptical. You're only saying that because you need a place to sleep. No, I'm not. He looked up into her eyes. If you want me to leave, I will. But I need to do this. You're too important to me. I can't just leave like that I did to the others. Listener was so confused. Fine. Go on. Dabi took a deep breath. Listen, I was jealous. I got angry and jealous and insecure and lashed out because asking you about anything. I've lost too many relationships because I've been stubborn. Listener listened and thought Dabi sounded extremely genuine, and Listener did believe it. She sighed. It's okay. No, it's not. I want to make it up to you. She thought for a moment. Can you just hold me? I know it sounds stupid, but no, it's not. Dabi moved right next to Listener and opened his arm, which Listener went into almost too eagerly. The two hadn't cuddled and had quality time in a long while, so this brought her a whole new happiness. While she was too busy cuddling Dabi, she didn't notice the small smirk coming onto his face. He played her just like a violin.